Why is the first step so hard when I know it gets easier after that? This month, I've been learning the difference between guilt and shame. It's been over a month since I uploaded a YouTube video. My family got sick, I picked up more shifts at work, and somewhere along the way, the routine I had quietly built disappeared. So something I've been wondering lately is why is it so difficult to start again? Before I got sick, I was reflecting almost every day. I was writing, filming, and creating consistently. I've been telling myself I haven't made a video because I don't have any ideas. But I don't think that's true anymore. I think I was confusing momentum with the lack of ideas. The strange thing about momentum is that it works like pushing a heavy flywheel. Once it's spinning, it almost carries itself. But when it comes to a complete stop, that first push feels impossibly heavy. Not because you're lazy, not because you've lost your passion, but because starting has always required the most energy. It asks you to push through that uncomfortable threshold where you don't have momentum yet. The longer I waited, the heavier it became. Not because the video itself got harder, but because every day I didn't make it, shame started adding its own story. Guilt quietly reminded me that creating matters to me, and shame whispered that maybe I wasn't the kind of person who follows through. Those sound similar, but they lead in completely different directions. Because guilt says, "You've drifted, come back." And what are we going to do about it? While shame says, "See, this is who you are." One invites change, the other convinces you you're the problem. I think that's why starting again feels so hard. It's not just the weight of beginning, it's the weight of everything I've made beginning mean. Every day I waited, I wasn't just postponing a video, I was collecting evidence for a story about myself. That's the trap of shame. Guilt helps you repair what matters. Shame convinces you that you are what's broken. So maybe the next chapter of your life begins the moment you stop believing the story that shame has been telling you. Not with a perfect comeback, just one small push, because momentum has to start somewhere. Whatever it is you've been putting off, going to the gym, picking up that paintbrush, applying for the job, calling that friend, starting a business, the inspiration and momentum often comes after the first step. I wonder how many of us spend our lives trying to get rid of guilt when what we really need is to stop turning guilt into shame. Guilt is a reminder that I could be doing better. Guilt hurts, but that pain has a purpose. It tells you something important. This matters to you because guilt says your behavior is out of alignment with your values. Shame says you are out of alignment because of who you are. Shame says you'll never get better. It's who you are to be a failure. You're not good enough. Shame doesn't make us work harder. It makes us hide. Because if the problem is who I am, then why would I risk trying again? For every failed attempt, it just becomes more evidence. Shame is the voice trying to convince you that trying isn't worth it anymore, that it's already too late, that you've already fallen too far behind. But none of these are objectively true. They're just stories. Stories that become believable because they've been repeated for so long. So, what has guilt been trying to point you back towards that shame has convinced you is simply who you are? Thank you for spending a little bit of your day with me. Until next time, and be gentle with yourselves and your babies.